Cool. All right. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Jooste, and it is my absolute honor and privilege to welcome you all here this evening to this rather auspicious occasion. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, I'd just like to get through a couple of, the normal house rules. First, obviously, smoking outside. They're next to where the fires are. The bathrooms are there by the lounge section, just opposite the bar, which I think most people have found by now. It's not really a sit-down dinner event. So how it's going to be working is we've got a wood-burning pizza oven that's been on the go for quite a while, and it's actually mounted on an original Mercedes-Benz bullnose. So those in the know will give a big thumbs up. So after the speeches and after the formalities have taken place, that'll start being distributed out amongst the tables along with other eats and dinner, and you'll be free then for the rest of the evening to enjoy a bit of supper with us and start cementing some more relationships. Also outside we have, as you might have seen, a Mercedes-Benz Vito coffee van for those of you that enjoy a bit of a caffeine fix. For those that who like their poison with a bit more of a kick, there's a craft beer place over there. There's spirits, wine, and all the rest of it. I just ask that, guys, all just drink responsibly and make sure you get home safe. You've got to come back and give orders for these things. We need you back here. So, house rules done and dusted. First and foremost, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the most important people here tonight, to our customers. And you really have come out in great numbers tonight. It blew my mind. So please, a round of applause to each one of you. Now, I just want to thank you for your continued support, and long may that last. Customer service and relationships are two areas which we really pride ourselves on here at Mercedes-Benz Commercial Vehicles East Rand. And looking around the room tonight and engaging with a lot of you, it's relationships that have been fostered over many years. So I thank you for that, and I look forward to the many more ahead of us. I ask you to keep asking us those difficult questions. I ask you guys to please keep pushing us, to keep please testing us, because at the end of the day, that is how we grow, and that is how we can become better, and that is how we can start providing, a better service to you all. I'm also very excited tonight to welcome some of the customers that we haven't sold to yet, and there was a bit of an emphasis on the word yet. I look forward to welcome you all to our family, and you can be rest assured that you'll be well looked after. I really believe that we have some exciting times ahead of us with this new lineup. I know the economy and I know the market's tough at the moment, and when an opportunity arises where we can help you save some of your operating costs, be it fuel consumption, be it uptime or whatever. I think it's a bit of a silver lining, and it's something that we are really excited about. Then to welcome our Daimler Truck and Bus colleagues, to welcome our fleet board, our Mercedes-Benz Financial Service colleagues, our truck store colleagues. Thanks so much for all your guys' support. Thanks so much. Sorry, thought I had a stalker. Someone outside the window here freaked me out. Thanks so much for all your support, and thanks so much for the friendships that we've fostered along the way. Then to our motors head office, Gert, I didn't see Sandila tonight, Nats. Gert, thanks so much for the budget. Thanks for allowing us to do this. I'm sure you'll agree that I think we've spent it well. And then while we're on the motor side, just a thanks to our passenger car colleagues, to Albie and Ellen. They are always first to come and help. They always, supply our cars. So thanks, guys. I think if there's a brand that the Mercedes-Benz truckers love as much as their own brand, it's the AMG. And yeah, and we've been to enough track days to see that. So if there is any questions around AMG, Albie and Ellen, I think we'll be around here still for a while. And then last and not least, from a welcome point of view, I just want to thank our managers and our staff here who's attended here tonight. Together with our sales teams, we often forget that every single one of us are salespeople, and there's a big responsibility on all of us, not only the sales team, to move big volumes of this new metal. I'm quite confident to say that I think our weapons arsenal has just increased quite drastically with this new lineup. And sales manager and his sales team tonight have said that they are more than willing to take any orders tonight. Just because it looks casual doesn't mean that we can't work. So, and I think as you saw, as you came down that red carpet experience, which gave me goosebumps, and I see these things every day, so I don't know what it was like for you lot. But as you can see, we've got a bit of stock that we can supply you guys, and we can do it rather quickly and efficiently and with a smile. All right, so I started my speech with a term, auspicious occasion. And auspicious occasion is a term that gets bandied around often and it gets used often. We've all heard it. So I was like sitting there and I was thinking to myself, I know what it means in the context of a sentence. And I thought, the word auspicious, if someone had to say to me, give me the direct meaning of auspicious, now I wouldn't know. So, we do as what we do, and I Googled. And in the dictionary, the word auspicious means a promise of success. And then I thought, okay, that's quite a bold statement. If we were in the States right now, there's no ways you could use a statement like that. So I thought, can I call tonight an auspicious occasion? Can I say it's a promise of success? So before we get there, I'm going to take you back 20 years to 1998. France beats Brazil in the World Cup 3-0, 1998. Okay, Brazil's obviously out of this one, and I don't think there's too many people who are going to bet against France from winning this one. A small search engine company called Google is founded. South African cricket won their only major trophy in 1998, winning the ICC Champions Trophy, not something to brag about. The Springboks won a Tri-Nations in 1998, and that was part of their 18 winning match streak. It was just, I don't know, a bit of irony there. I don't know, Bill. Titanic won 11 Oscars. Nokia overtook Motorola in the cell phone war with a 32% market share. Petrol cost, this is the killer, R2.32 a litre. Yeah, no joke. Interestingly though, bread cost exactly the same. Yeah. But, I think most importantly for us truckers and gathered in a trucking environment tonight, in 1998, Mercedes-Benz South Africa launched a truck called the Actros. And 20 years later, 25,000 vehicles later on the roads of South Africa over the last 20 years. And as an old lady in the terms of trucking, when the old stock died off at the end of Q1, 2018, that 20-year-old Mercedes-Benz Actros had a 22% market share in the 16.5 ton and above market. So, I might ask, an auspicious occasion? I think I'm safe. My mother always said to me when I was growing up, she says, all good things to those who wait. I don't know if it was just because I was impatient or whatever. But 20 years later, with some really, really big shoes to fill, and backed by what I personally believe is the biggest and the best dealer network in South Africa, I want to introduce to you an auspicious lorry. Brand history will tell. I am certain this vehicle is going to be one great success. And as the Mercedes-Benz brand slogan says, trucks you can trust, you better believe it. So you're going to start hearing terms like road efficiency. No, I mustn't move away. Road efficiency. You know, in the days, weeks, and months ahead, as our sales team starts coming out to your businesses, if they haven't already, you're going to start hearing things like lowest total costs. You're going to start hearing terms like greater safety. You're going to start hearing terms like maximized use. Efficiency is therefore a sum of all these details. And in the new Mercedes-Benz Actros, this is called road efficiency. So it's truly exciting times ahead for us, and it's truly exciting times ahead for you all, I hope, as well. I'd like to welcome you all to a new decade of Mercedes-Benz trucks. But before I give too much away with regards to the highlights and the specs, I'm going to be handing over to Wolf, our sales manager, and to Dylan, one of our team leaders, who's going to take you through the vehicle. You'll be able to just see a couple of the highlights if you can't see the actual vehicle on the TV and stuff like that. Just please allow me just one last thanks, and that is to Marissa and Wolf. You know, a couple of weeks back, I said, guys, your project, you do it. I actually got chased away from this dealership this morning. I wasn't allowed to be here. They chased me away. But I know I've given you guys some tough times over the last couple of days, but you've done yourselves proud, and you've done the company proud. So thank you very much. Over to Wolf.
A few important changes and steps on the new vehicle, starting with aerodynamics. Dol.
Okay, well, obviously, guys, thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Dylan. Excuse me. One thing you will notice looking at the new Actros is the height of the cab. Obviously, on this model, we've got two different variants. We've got 2.5 meter cab width and the 2.3 meter cab.
This specific vehicle's ground clearance error kit to the top to the floor is 4.297 meters. Even though it looks a lot higher, it's very similar to the previous model. If you look, we've also made away with a sun visor. What we've got here is a fixed windscreen.
Yes, so it's been bonded to the body. The windscreen is now bonded to the body. There's no longer rubbers, and this is just to improve aerodynamics on the vehicle.
You'll also see that we've got three-way adjustable aero kit on top and on the sides. The one on my side, on the left-hand side, is where the guys get onto the catwalk. That one also tilts totally away, so that it's just easier to get on top. On the safety side, Dylan?
Well, we can talk a bit more on the safety on the yellow truck outside there. That is our fuel spec unit. That truck comes standard with brake assist, active brake assist 4, which includes proximity control, so following distances that all can be set by the driver.
Well, especially like our colleagues who travel up into Africa who's convoying vehicles. The proximity control works especially well in that specific application. Then we've also got lane assist. We've got...
there's also rollover assist on the new ADR vehicles.
Or maybe you can give a bit more info on how that works.
So rollover assist is just it's purely on the fuel spec unit. It's just basically more safety for drivers. It just helps assist in case of a rollover. The truck will prevent it'll engage the braking system to prevent that rollover. And
it also basically it works on the air bellows at the back. So if the vehicle pushes more to the right, it will deflate the left-hand side and inflate the right-hand side. So basically counters whatever weight is going into the opposite direction. On this specific vehicle, we've got a similar function that we've got in our passenger vehicles. It measures fatigue. Like in our cars outside, all these fancy AMGs, for instance, it measures the fatigue by bringing up a cup of coffee. It shows you need to take a break. This truck actually shows you a bed. Well, in South Africa, that can mean a lot of different things. Then if we move to the side of the vehicle, you also see that the air deflectors have been extended very low on the doors. Now, once again, I think the Germans think it's aerodynamics. In South Africa, it means when you stand on the step, you must point the gun over your head so you can't really look into the cab. Okay, Dol, let's move to the side, man. Dylan, maybe you can just tell a little bit more about the engines, the fact that we moved away from V engines to a straight 6.
Okay, so pretty much, yeah, moving away from the V engines just allows for a high torque curve sooner than what a V motor can produce, and will sustain that torque curve for a lot longer.
Our warranty is standard, or the standard warranty on this specific vehicle is 5 years, 650,000 kilos. That is also extendable. So the question, we'll talk a bit later about how far we can extend that. The gearbox on this vehicle is the new PowerShift 3. Now the big plus with this vehicle, it shifts 50% quicker than the predecessor. This vehicle also the idea with this specific transmission is to eliminate driver error. We all know in the old day, or on the previous vehicle, driver training was very important, and our truck wasn't very forgiving with fuel consumption. This specific vehicle, we need to drive as much in cruise control mode as possible.
Yeah, just on that as well, there will be, there's 3 different variants coming to South Africa on the engine side. So you've got the OM470, which is your inline 6 motors with the individual heads, and then we'll have the Euro 5 with the OM471 with the double overhead cam motor.
And this specific vehicle that we're doing the walk around, this is a Euro 5 motor. You'll also, this specific gearbox is a 12-speed gearbox. It's got the first 3 gears are actually crawler gears, and you can also shift directly from first to reverse. I don't know if there's anything else on the gearbox that you want to mention. Okay. If we go over to the axles, we've got an air suspended suspension with high-powered axles. We also upgraded the front axle on this vehicle to an 8-ton axle, and it's a straight axle to assist with additional ground clearance. The final gear ratio on this specific drivetrain on this vehicle that we're standing next to is 2.846. The chassis rails are also quite a bit wider than the old vehicle. You'll also see that there's quite a bit of pre-drilled holes on the chassis itself. It's just to make the fitments of hydraulics, all the auxiliary equipment a bit easier for our bodybuilder colleagues. You'll also see that the mounting platform for the 5th wheel has been raised, and the whole rail has been pre-drilled. So we've got a lot more standard positions that we can move the 5th wheel to without drilling additional holes. On the fuel in the AdBlue, Dylan?
So on the Euro 5 models, we've got roughly 900 liters between the 2 tanks, and we've also got a 90-liter AdBlue tank, which has been said to do 5% of your fuel consumption of AdBlue usage.
Guys, we're going to move into the cab. Okay, on this specific vehicle, this is the 2.5 meter wide cab. You'll also see the slats on the front grille. We've got the 5 slats versus this one's got 5 slats, where the yellow truck and the white one to the right-hand side of it outside's only got 4. That's a 2.3 meter wide cab. This specific vehicle has got no engine tunnel. It's a flat floor on the inside. The 2 vehicles parked on the outside has got a 150 millimeter engine tunnel, very similar to what we had on the old truck, just quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, also on the new cab, on the new truck, on the standard model, you can also inspect or expect a fridge to be standard on the truck. A lot more storage compartments also made available from the previous model. A couple of changes. We've got a start-stop button now on the key. There's no longer a mechanical key. And also the gear shift has been moved from the driver's side hand to his stalk.
So it's a very similar combination like we've got on our passenger vehicles. The cockpit is also very, when they designed this, they had the driver in mind. It's a multifunction steering wheel. It's a touchscreen radio with Bluetooth capability for his cell phone. We've got the Fleetboard system comes standard on all ranges of vehicles now. On this specific one, the driver can actually monitor himself on the dash, which we didn't have on our previous model. The beds on the inside, the space has also been increased with around about 20%. So your bottom bunk and your top bunk is exactly the same size. Also, once again, for the South African drivers, they're not on wheelies. So there's space for Kentucky and everything else. Let's move outside. Okay, the last part of our presentation is here on the front, and this is probably one of the key features of our new vehicle. The old vehicle had a retarder. The new vehicle's got an aquatarder. So Dylan, I'll leave the technical specs over to you.
So what this pretty much means is there's no longer an oil medium used to brake the retarder. It uses the actual cooling from the engine. This also allows for space saving and weight saving capability between previous model to the new model. The current, on this truck itself, there's 30 kilos difference between old retarder and new retarder. So, that's quite a bit of weight if you look at it as a whole package.
Yeah, there's quite a bit more braking force on this specific vehicle. You'll also see that the cab mounts have been upgraded on this vehicle, so it's got a comfort suspension. And something we were lacking on our previous model, driver comfort and especially ease for the mechanics. When it comes to exchanging parts, downtime, to get it in and out of the workshop very quickly has been kept in mind here. Guys, this was a very short presentation of our new vehicle. It's something we've been waiting for many, many years. The sales guys are on the floor. We've got from our X-Class salespeople to our Vans colleagues. We've got Unimog specialists in the building. We've got ourselves on the Actros side. You guys talking about the Actros, you'll see on the new range, all the truck tractors will be branded Actros, and all freight carriers will be branded Arox. The Arox range and the 33-ton steel suspension Actros range is being rolled out from September. So if there's any opportunity or info that you guys need on these specific vehicles, please feel free to ask us. We're going to be here all night. We're going to hand over to our band shortly. This is our favorite local band. And we've seen these guys a few times, and let me tell you, they're going to get this party started properly. But before we hand over to them, is there any questions on the floor that you guys would like to ask Dylan and myself now? Otherwise, you can just catch us during the evening and we can sort it out case by case. Okay. Beer in die boer.